Okay, I guess I'm live now. So, welcome everyone to my channel, and today I'll be discussing all about Kubernetes. And yeah, let's wait for a few minutes so others can join. And in the meantime, let me complete my setup. Also, you can just write down your question. If you have any questions, you can just write it down. Let me just, in the meantime, let me check. Okay. So today it will be basically about setting up Kubernetes clusters and what are the components of Kubernetes, like what are the pods, what are the the services and all that. So yeah, I think 3 persons joined, and yeah, let me post this stream link in LinkedIn so others can join too. Give me 1 minute. In the meantime, if anyone have any questions, you can put it down. Let me just give me only 2-3 minutes, so we should give time to others to can join and have their questions. Just 2 minutes, okay? Hey Aman, can you please start with the basic? Yeah, I will see this session is exactly for you guys. I mean, so we will start from the very basics, like suppose I don't know anything about Kubernetes, and that is how I'm going to start this session. I will think about, like, I don't know Kubernetes, how we'll get started. That kind of level this session will be. Okay. So you are absolutely never used Kubernetes before. If you have a little bit Linux experience, or even if you don't have Linux, that's okay. Just follow it and you'll be able to do it. Okay. But yeah, let me post about it in LinkedIn. Otherwise, people will get joined, right? Give me 1 minute. What is the thing here? Guys, I'm in mute, okay, because I was posting about it in LinkedIn. So yeah, it actually, this session is supposed to happen in the morning, but not morning, in the daytime. But I had some urgent meetings. That's why I just got a little bit delayed. Hey, I hope you're doing fine. Yep, I'm doing fine. Okay, I'm on. No problem. It was my intention. Like, this should be a very basic session. I mean, it will be session for anyone who never used the Kubernetes before. That kind of level. I'll show from the very basics. Just allowing everyone to join, and let me prepare everything for it. All the servers, I'll just show from the from the very basic server, um, from the starting of the server and everything. Let me just check it. To looks large. I think that will be enough. Start it. In the meantime, if anyone have any questions, they can just start asking. Let me just stop all other things. Yeah, Ashok. Okay, I think everyone joined. So let's not do any late and get started. Terminate. This instead, terminate. Okay, so I have to start sharing. Yeah, Avinash. Start screen sharing. Application window. Entire screen. Okay, I'm just sharing entire screen. No, entire screen. It will be create infinity effect. Okay, let's just share then the application window. Chrome tab, instances. So let me know if you can see the screen. Also, sir, can you please share us regarding how to be an AWS container hero and other heroes? Actually, let's talk a bit about that. So, how to become a hero or how to become anything? Just say how to become anything in a field, particular field. First thing you have to think that if you are thinking about becoming a hero, you can never become a hero, because I don't think anyone's any hero's intention was to become a hero. Instead, their their intention was to do something good for people, others, to be honest, and that is why they become hero. If I follow the pattern, okay, it's not about if you get certified in 100 certification you will get rewarded as a hero or MVP, because you are thinking about yourself, you're not thinking about the community. You can become hero if you do good for people. That's what counts, right? If you are like, if anyone is just selfish and doing everything for themselves, they're not hero. Hero is the people who help others in need, if they have the chance. That's the point. So anyone can become a hero if their intention is not to become a hero and then get the recognition. Instead, their intention is to help the people. Then only it can you can become a hero in true sense. And then comes if it's if people getting benefited by your works, then you'll get recognized. Okay, now how to be a container hero. What is the virtual auto scaling or auto scaling? Yeah, I will come to that also. Okay, now start sharing. I think you can see the screen. Now I should be able to see it. Okay, so it was like I was testing things. That's why. So now, and I have this post also ready. Let me share the post also. So I have to go for. Can you tell me about EKS cluster and GKS benefits? Okay, so I will tell that one also. Not a problem. Okay, so it was before going to jump into creating the instance and everything. Let us first, hit the basic commands first. Okay, let's the Chrome tab, instances, Kubernetes, LinkedIn. Let me see if I'm okay. So this is the article I was writing. Like basically, like what are the steps to do the Kubernetes setup? Just a little bit about information. What are the steps? Now, what is the first step? I mean, I will be explaining about like what is Kubernetes and all, but know that Kubernetes is the orchestration part where you manage the pods and the containers and everything. But ultimately, in Kubernetes, we have to run the Dockerized images, right? So let's first just think about it. Start from the basics. So first, you need to run the images. You need the Docker installation. So first, let's install the Docker. And I have the steps here. I'll be sharing the post link very soon after maybe the session or maybe tomorrow. If it's up to people, I mean, when you want. So okay. So let's start the servers. So basically, we need 3 servers. Minimum requirement. One is the master node, and 2 the 2 worker nodes. Okay, that's the very basic need. Now, let me get started. I think it's okay. Let's share the entire screen. Otherwise, I'll be not able to all this back and forth, no problem. I'll not share this screen. Okay, now let's just. I hope everyone can see the screen. If anyone not or have any problem, just let me know once. Okay. Okay, now let's. There's things CPN complete. So there is one more thing here. If in Kubernetes, the master node need to be a little bit more CPU, and it should be all equal, but master node should have more resources because it's ultimately handling all the worker nodes, right? So let's get started. I know the rippling effect. Launch instance. I'm in Oregon. That's fine. So I'll be using the Ubuntu image because I'm more used to Ubuntu. But it's as per your requirement. If you want to use the Amazon Linux AMI, you can use that one also. It's a good option. But I'm more used to the Ubuntu server version 18.04 LTS. So it will the first instance will be our the master instance. Okay. So I mean we have to get started first, right? We need the host machines. So review and launch. There's nothing to configure much. For this one, we need at least 2 CPUs. So let's say not much, but 2. I think general purpose T2 X large, T2. Let's see what will be best for this one. Not A series. Actually, start for the basic one, okay? Not much. T2 X large will be good option for now. This is for the master node. It's okay. In the security details, we want port 20 to be allowed. If we launch, and okay, actually security group, let's name it properly, like Kubernetes security. You can give any name. It's up to you. Security group. This is the name. Port 20 to be allowed, so I can access it from the command line. And I have already. If you don't have any, you can just create new one. Since I have already YouTube demo for YouTube demo, so I'll just use that one. Okay. Now you need 3 machines as per our initial discussion. That you need 3 instances. 1 should be master and 2 should be for worker node. So this is for the master node. Let's go here and give it a name like master node. Yes, YouTube demo. Master node demo. Let's get started. Similarly, we'll start other 2 also. So launch instance. Then let's start a similar one. I know it's a repeated process, but you have to do it anyway. And I hope everyone can see it. It will get the rippling effect. Okay. T2 medium. We need at least 2 CPUs. Review and launch. We can use the same security group that you have created. That is the Kubernetes security group. Review and launch. And let's launch it. Now you can see that I'm not configuring much in this one part, the storage part or any networking else, because this is focused on the installing the requirements required, because libraries and everything. So I'm not showing more into the network parts today. Maybe in the later tutorial I'll show it. Okay. Now let's use this one and launch the instances. Okay. Let's see it here. Let's call it worker node 1. Worker node 1. This is my stupid. I can literally remove it. Wrong name. Okay, now it's good. Demo. Similarly, the next one. T2 medium. Next one I'll also take T2 medium. T2 medium. So T2 medium. I think it's good to have the very basic 2 CPUs and 4 gig RAM, just for the testing purpose. Okay. I mean, or demo, whatever you want to call it. Just go and do your launch. Here we just want the security group to be same. It's up to you how much customization you want, but basically just allow port 22. That's it. And launch it. Use the same this one, acknowledge it, and launch the instances. You can see just similar step. You just create the instances and run it. Worker node 2 demo. So it all getting started. Now let's use this one. Let's start it. First thing is the master node. Now, how I walk it actually, see, I have like I create this kind of file and I do all the configurations. So what is the master node IP? This is the master node IP. Anyway, I will delete all the resources later. Just put it there. So this is the command to to log in into to do SSH into the EC2 instance, and this one is for the master. Then this one is the worker node 1. And this is for the worker node 2. I'm not now checking anyone's messages. Sorry, because more into the demo. And after a little bit later, I will see all the questions and everything. Okay. Okay. So let's log in into the master machine first. Let's just do it. I hope everyone can see everything. But let me check it once that everyone able to follow or not. Okay. No, it was like I'm doing manually, so anyone can fresher can do it. If I show from the command line, it will be a problem, right? Can you tell me the EKS cluster unit phase? Why don't you launch? I'm not doing it just for the sake of simplicity. That's it. Okay. Now let me share. Start the sharing again. Let's see. This one is that one. Okay, I know replicate will start, but I think everyone can see it. Okay. Now this is the one, the master node, and now let's do it similar for the worker nodes also. Why not copy it? Let's start the worker node 1. Let's do it for the worker node 2. So we have the master, the command line from a CLI for master node, CLI for the worker node 1, and worker node 2. Okay, so we are all set. Make it smaller so I can adjust a little bit. Okay, looks good to me. Don't worry about the finer details. I just do it. I like to do it. That's why. Okay. Now we have the command lines ready. What happened? Okay. Now let's follow the steps. Okay. So first step is simple. Just update the packages. Do it for all. Now we can automate it using Ansible and all. I mean, we can do all kind of advanced stuff, but this was morely at the if you're a beginner, just for you as a beginner to start. I mean, it's pretty straightforward step, right? Start 3 machines, one with the high configuration, two with the less configuration, and do the setup. Okay, that was my all intention from the beginning. Now let's install the Docker, the open version, that is free version, in all machines. Okay, not just single one. All machine need Docker. Let's get started. After the Docker installation done, then we'll do the Kubernetes part. Okay, so this is like how we get started. I have one. Okay, this one is the Linux Academy, which I liked. Okay, this is actually many years back when I started learning Kubernetes. This was from that time, and I like it a lot. So since the installation is going on, let me get loaded. It takes some time. So normally, just for the intro part, so we have one master node, and we'll have two node. One is the worker node 1 and worker node 2. And if you think about like how in Docker it works, Docker, you may have two nodes, node 1 and node 2, but they do not have any communication because this completely separate environment is completely isolated. Even from one container to another container is also isolated. This one actually I should give it to you guys. Let me see. Here I can give it. Okay. Okay, Avik is doing good. Asks my message retracted. I don't know what Asok was saying. Okay. Now let's go. Yeah, I was supposed to paste the link here. This is the link. Check it down. Okay. Yeah. So you may see it that in the master node you have the main, the EDDC and the kubelet and everything. Actually, the agent will be installed in all the machines. I will show you. Let's get started first. So this is the master. This is the entire architecture in there. just to get it loaded. And it will take some time, but let it load. Okay, so you can see in master you will have the EDDC, API server, scheduler, and control messenger. In the worker nodes, you will have the proxy, as I told you, the proxy, the kubelet, and the container runtime. Okay, now why so you can just follow this doc, which is very simply they explained. But let us continue with the installation first. Okay, so let us take the Docker version. All the worker nodes and the master node should have the same version. Let's check. Now, by default, the Docker is not running. I'm telling you because I'll show you the status. If you go down and check the status first, this is the status. You will see this is not running. By default, it should not run. Normally, it should not running, but here it's running. Sometimes it's different. Okay, sometimes it's running, sometimes it's not running. Here, in this case, it's running, but when I did the same demo 2 days back, it was not running at the moment. It's good. It's running is good. Still, if you suppose it's not running, you can just run this one. Enable, and Q, enable, and then again check the status just in case it's nothing bad happened. Okay, Docker active running. It's running. It's also running. So all Docker container, Docker engines are running. Now let's check. Start running the Docker. Okay. Now we have the Docker setup done. So all 3 machines have the Docker installed. Now is the part we should be installing the Kubernetes libraries in all these 3 up to one point. Okay, then you have to distinguish between like there will be one command. So these 2 worker nodes can join the master node. But let first get the host names. Yeah, before host name you have other steps also. Let's do it. Okay, just install signing key, add signing key. This is a common step for all machines. Just copy it on all 3. Okay. Then you have the curl installation. The curl is for calling the API. I mean URL download. You can do a lot of stuff with the URLs using curl library. File download and everything. They need the curl library. wget is also there, but yeah, whatever support you have, use it. I like the curl one also. Even you can make HTTP request using curls if you're not using it already. Okay, now we have the curl installed. Now add this repository. See, add software repository, because Kubernetes not usually come with the default repo what the OS supplying. Instead, you can. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't do. You know it. We don't know it. So better just add it. It will be better. Okay. Let's add it. Let's add it here also, and here. We add it everywhere. I mean, all 3, not everywhere kind of thing. Okay, so all 3 are done. Now Kubernetes installation tools, install the kubelet. What you're installing? We are in both 3 instances. We'll use the kubeadmin, kubelet, and the kubectl. Okay, so let's do it. One, yes, of course, yes. Okay, yes. Oh, you can pass the. If you don't want to do the yes, you can just give me a space and give it Y. It will install automatically. Okay, let the installation to be done first, and hold this one. Okay, hold. So this is what you're doing because you don't want the admin to be running in the all, right? That's why. Now check the version. It is very important that all Kubernetes worker and master node should run in the same version. Otherwise, we'll face issues. Okay, this version, major one, version 18, version 18. It's all the same version. It's okay. So yeah, we're done. Make sure, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now begin the deployment. We should see what happened that sometimes the RAM doesn't show properly if you have the swap memory on. So it's better to disable the swap memory and then do it. Okay. Now let's do it. Okay, what happening? Okay, this of course I didn't create a swap member, so how will I have it? See, it's like if by chance if you have enabled no swap, or by default if there is any swap memory, so you can just do like that. Now I'm giving it master name, master node. I have it here, the worker node 1, worker 1, and worker 2. Okay, so we given the host names. Now, yeah, we're done. Initialize the Kubernetes on master node. So here we are using the kubeadmin to initialize the networking. Okay, because ultimately you have to do connection. Like the master node should be able to control the worker nodes, right? For that reason, you have to do this step in the master node. Make no mistake. Don't by mistake don't enable in the worker nodes. Okay, it happens when I actually get started initially. I did enable in the worker node instead of the master node. That was a very silly mistake, but I did it. So it's okay if you did mistake, but make it right next time. Okay, let's see. Now it will check the requirements are matching or not. If it's not matching, it will give error, and I hope it doesn't give the error, because if it's give error, we'll have to work a little bit hard to fix it. Okay, Qnmin cannot validate API. Okay, I think it's working. Looks like it worked. Let's see. So you can see what it's doing. It's creating the certificates and default certificates and keys. Wait, control panel between the Kubernetes to put the control plane and static pod from directory DC manifest. You can take up a few minutes, and we have ready. Now you'll see it's doing this, right? It's doing like kubeadmin join. Once we do this, that and token, this thing is regenerating. This is you have to run in other two worker nodes so then worker nodes can join there. Okay. Okay, it'll kubeadmin mass in end. Make a note of that whole. I don't know who came. Give me 1 minute. I don't know who came. On the right time. কি বলেছিলাম আমি কি বলেছিলাম কি বলেছিলি বাস পরে sorry father I'm back. Okay, anyway, let's take a note of it. Okay, and we have there to make a note of it, the whole entry. We use to join worker node. Next in the following, create a directory for the cluster. Let's do it. Cluster master node. Sorry, something not happened. Done. Okay, now deploy the pod network into the cluster. Deploy pod network to cluster. Okay, let's do it. The pod network is a way to allow communication in the nodes in the cluster. Uses the funnel. Okay, yeah, virtual. This is a virtual network. Okay, funnel one. If you never used it before, check the. I will even show some funnel documentation. You can use that one. Okay, so let's do it. Install the funnel. It will take some time. Yeah, it's created. Not even some time. Okay, check all the namespaces are created properly, and yeah, it's all running. So once pending, give it some time. It will running in a few seconds. Yeah, I have created enough resources and creating and running. So all are running. Now is good time. Join the worker nodes. So switch to the worker node system. Not in September. Okay. So I have the script ready here. And this one from here to here. This is a worker node 1. Okay, and this is from the 2. And done. Okay, let's see. Warning. Just give one of the warning anyway. Okay. Place the alphanumeric codes from master nodes, discovery token. System command, you know it from step 1. Okay. Now see, the nodes are connected properly or not. That's the important part. Let's see. It should not take much time. Let's see. Using the master node, but it should show that also. We use the discovery token, right? Okay. Sorry. So Kubernetes join discovery token ABCD. Okay. Insert. Okay. Show CDF. Token. Okay. This was the token, and this is a token hash. So let's copy this one and the token hash. Let's do it. Invalid value what? Let's check if I missed anything or not. There's alphanumeric codes with the form. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hash. This is the IP one, I think. Oh, I think I have to enable the ports also. Let's see. Chairman join discovery token. Switch to question. Okay, let's see. This is the last step. So let's copy that one. You cannot remember all the code all the time, right? I think this. Oh, this wasn't. This one is that. My bad. You may have to enable the port. User is not okay. Sudo and sudo. And I think I have to enable this one in master node. This port. Let's go to the instances and the master node and go to the security group and click on the security group. Then come here, edit inbound rules. I'm not caring much about the security because this is a demo part. Custom TCP. Let's say for anywhere. I should give the IPs of that particular machines. Less for the just for this demo purpose. Let's leave it. I know I'm not doing the right thing, but it's okay. It's waiting, good, and blah blah blah, and show notes, and it's done. Okay. I know it's pretty quick demo, but see, this is how it works. I mean, in the article, I just follow the article, and the same thing like I did, and I am able to get the setup is done. So up to this step, let's ask the question. If you have any question, okay. So I've shown why getting error. Let's okay. Use a sudo one. Use a sudo one. It will work. Okay. Okay. So I have shown entire from the very scratch to finish of the Kubernetes installation. If anyone have any questions till this step, let me know. So as I'm saying, use the sudo, it will work, or otherwise keep the symlinks. Then also it will work fine. It's up to you. Use the sudo one. That's the easy one. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see. I know a lot of comments are the initial one. Why is the vertical auto scaling? Okay, I think already Ovik said that you can think vertical auto scaling is adding and removing the resource of single instance. That is increasing the RAM. Okay. Okay, so yeah, vertical scaling is where you suppose you have 2 GB machine, 2 GB RAM, and 2 CPU. What is virtual scaling in this case? If you increase from 2 GB to 4 GB or 8 GB, whatever GB you want, or increase the CPU from 2 CPUs to 4 CPUs or 10 CPUs, that's you're doing in one instance, right? That is what called vertical scaling. Now, vertical scaling is not ideal. I mean, the more CPU, the more RAM, you are actually paying more. Instead of that, what if you use a similar instance? That's a replica of that instance and add it. it will cost you less. To be honest, if you see, I'm not just because I'm telling it, you should try it out and see how is the difference. If you have the just simple instance of like a replica and add it there, it will cost you less. That is called horizontal scaling. So you are just, the request is coming, and then you're distributing the load between the instances. And if there is huge load, you are just adding a more instance to balance the load. I mean, so that it can serve the additional request. That is called horizontal scaling. That's they are intact to it. Nothing like any rocket science. Okay. Yep, I use the VS Code. See, I previously I used to use that one at home, but some problem I'm facing is becoming very heavy, and that time what happening is that program I'm running is crashing. Even in my older MacBook Pro, which also had the 16 GB RAM, 8 CPUs, now it have 16 CPU cores, but that one also very good one, and that in that case also it was crashing. That's why I moved to the VS Code, and it is it's smooth. I'm running like in this machine I'm running around 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10 servers, application servers in local for testing and doing on the development stuff. Still it's supporting well, and sometimes the code was when it was huge, I have no problem. That's why I moved to VS Code. Okay, yeah. Oh, he given there this one also. See, are we given the good example? Okay. Okay, and why you disable swap and master node in case? Yeah, as I told, just to make sure that it show the actual RAM, not the swap memory details. So availability details will be much better on that. So ingress controller, it is when the inbound traffic come, that is where ingress controller comes. Okay, just like you can say the load balancer. Just I'm giving example of that. So it will take the traffic and balance the load between the worker nodes, or if it's in the pod concept, it's in the like serving pods, it will just balance the load. That is called ingress. Chance to no today is very simple one. Today I didn't want to show the ingress and outbound traffic, all this kind of things. But in the next demo, I will show definitely. Okay. Okay, I want to run normal user. So what's the best way to start Kubernetes tutorial? Start with Kubernetes tutorials. What is the first run the that one Nginx, and then some try to run some Node.js application. This one is actually, this demo was mostly on the setup part, because people get stuck with the setup, and I have shown you from the very scratch, from creating a EC2 instance to setting everything. I didn't miss a single thing. I'd shown all the steps from the beginning to end. And yeah, I mean, I didn't cut anything. This is the live session. I can't cut anything, to be honest. Okay. Okay, so you want to run as, see, sometimes you can create the normal user, because you are trying accessing the system level components, right? If you try to access simple system level components, then the OS itself will not allow you to use the normal users. You have to use the root level access at least. If you don't want to use the sudo, that is fine. Create a alias of the root, and then you can use that. Okay. Okay, why do you mention the last typing? So let me share it. Okay, remove it, stop sharing, start sharing, and just the Chrome tab. Not EC2, this one. So if you come here, this is the last IP. This is the master node IP. So that you admin join, but join to what? You are joining to the master node. So the worker nodes so that you are running this command in the worker node, right? So worker node will join to the master node in this IP and this port. That's what you're doing. Okay. And let's see. Okay, I think that's it there. And what else? So can you make one debug video debug entire project phase? Let's see. What happens is that if we show the entire thing, people just get confused, and they just they just get confused, to be honest. If we show everything to every people, that's a problem. That's why I don't show entire. Even in this tutorial, I can show entire thing, running the pods and everything. I can show complete the complete Kubernetes will be too big statement, but I can show a lot of stuff. But people will not be able to digest all everything in the same day, right? I have shown just the getting started one, so it will be easy. They will get started. It will be better. I attended 15 members. I'm fail. So see, don't think about it. I attended to get the first job. I attended around what happened? Around 39 or 40 kind of interviews, and I failed in every interview. Now, how I passed in the 41st? Because in the 40th, it was some question came from the last 40 interviews I've given. That's how you grow. You get failed, you gather the experience. In the next one, you will pass. Do that way, but learn it. Okay, what you should be doing? See, first thing is that you have to. This thing is good. Okay. First thing that you have to think about that. Don't think you're a failure. That's the problem part. Don't think. What you have to do. Suppose you go to an interview, you failed on something. Make point of that. I failed on this question. Come back to home and then explore that path. What you failed? What is the problem you failed? What is the question you were able to understand, or maybe you did not present properly? If you didn't know that part, learn it. Try to do some practice. If you know it, but you can't able to explain to the recruiter, then try to explain to your friends first. That will it will be good practice to get started. After you're done, then you can go to interview again and you'll be able to do all this kind of stuff. Okay. Hey Jangir, it's a long time I think after you're again the live. Okay, so yeah, let me share the document again. Another real-time experience. That is fine. I mean, see, not every, just like I told you, I didn't also had the real-time experience. I was a fresher at that time. So everyone, every big engineer you see, anyone, not just me, anyone in the world, they were the beginner at the beginning, isn't it? They are the fresher. They tried, they failed, they failed, they failed. One day they succeed. You have to follow the same pattern. You have to try it. You have to go for interviews. Failing is okay. We also didn't have the real-time experience right at the beginning, so we explored. In the beginning, it was just for the internship, or just I didn't do any kind of internship. I just joined the direct job. There, I give an interview and I passed. So similar way, just go there and you'll pass. And Manish is saying that in my organization, I'm not getting opportunity to work in AWS or Kubernetes, and in other organization, they're asking for experience. Okay, to how to come this? Okay, that's a very good question. How to break this circle? First, if you go to any in an interview, they will ask for experience or like working experience. You may not have the working experience, but you can show them the demo. If you're able to show, like if you already had kind of previous demos, kind of you did the setup like I did. I had a demo at this moment live in my YouTube channel. I can just still check out this link, check out this video that I've already explained. You can just go and do all the stuff. Similar way, you can make a recording of what you're doing. You can write articles, post. People actually come from, I mean, the recruiters or the entrepreneurs actually come to that page or the video, and then they come and join, they reach out to you and hire you. It's not always like that. You don't have experience, so you'll not get job. You can get job if you have similar experiences. Like suppose you don't have the experience in AWS, but if you have the certification, just I'm giving example. It's not guaranteed that if you have certification, you get job. But if you have the certification, they will think, okay, you know something at least. Otherwise, if you don't know anything, you will not be certified. You know something. Then comes the what you did. So what you're trying, what you're doing, practice, make a record of it and host it somewhere. Maybe in a YouTube channel, maybe in a LinkedIn. Doesn't matter. Just host somewhere. And if someone comes that you did something, do you have any experience? See, I have these demos. Go and check there. That's how you get the opportunities. That's how you can break the circle. That's how you grow, to be honest, perfectly. Okay. And if you try down everything, even if they suppose they ask some question, it's okay to don't know that. But when you go to next interview, if someone asks the same question, you should have the confidence and the experience to answer that one. Otherwise, it'll be a problem, because otherwise we'll never be able to get out of the room. So follow this one, we'll definitely get a job. Everyone get the job. Just try, and we'll succeed. That kind of way. Okay, and so let's see. I thought I think I didn't miss anything. So Aman, I showed from the beginning. Okay, so no one can able to complain. Now share me the document so I can give some concept, and in the next session I will go more depth into like running pods and ingress control. I mean, using of ingress components, services, and the actual deployment part. This session was just for the setup part. Okay. Okay. And let's see. Let me just give some conceptual part so that I can. 1 minute. This one from the Linux Academy that I personally like a lot. So just come back again. I mean, I still started the cluster, the master node, and the worker nodes. So what I did set up the networking EDC kubelet. I did the worker nodes 1 and 2. I'm not running anything there, but I have done the setup. Okay. So now this is the done, and let's go to the Kubernetes master node here. Just think of the architecture part. What it is in Kubernetes, the pods are the basic unit. Inside pod, there is containers are running, but pods are the basic object unit in Kubernetes. So in master, what do you have? In master, you have EDC, that's the storage part. You have the API server, which is actually controlling the worker nodes and the components inside worker node and the master node itself. So you are actually doing interaction with the master node. You can do whatever you want using the master node. Okay, you have only that power to the in public interface. If you have the actual host access, then you can do anything, whatever you want. Okay, and scheduler is what? Scheduler is using is what is creating the pods, deleting the pods, running it, tracking the status management, and doing all this kind of stuff. Controllers. Now, what is that? Operators have the 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of node controller responsible for noticing and responding when the nodes go down. Replication controller responsible for maintaining the correct number of pods for every application controller object. Endpoints controller populates the endpoint objects. Join services policy, service accounts, and token controller creating default accounts and API access token for the namespace, just like I did in the demo. Okay, that's that. And okay, now let's talk about the worker nodes. So what is a proxy? Using proxy, we actually this API server can run commands to the proxies, and proxy will do like this run on the nodes and provides the network connectivity for the services on the nodes that connect to pods. Services must be defined via the API in order to configure the proxy, just like I told you. What is kubelet? Kubelet is a primary node agent that run on each node. It uses the pod spec, a provided object that describes the pod, like what is the configuration that pod should be running, that one. Okay, and the kubelet check for the states of it pods, ensure that they match the exact spec. So like we have expected number, like we have set for five pods. Okay, and this kubelet will make sure the exact five pods are running. That's what is responsible for. Container runtime, this is the Docker part because you're using Docker. This is a container manager. It can be any container runtime that is compliant with open container initiating, such as Docker. This is other option also, but no one cares. Everyone is Docker. Kubernetes needs an instance, a container inside a pod. It interfaces with the container runtime to build the correct type of container. I think, yeah, it is what control the containers part. Now let's come to pods, because we are talking about pods, but what is the pod? Pods are the very basic unit that reside inside worker nodes. And see, this is how it. So it have the IPs, it have the it have the inside is container is running, and you can inside pod you can run multiple containers. Okay, that's all into it. And there's internet networking going on, so 1 communication. It's up to you how you configure it, but this is possible. In the virtual network, in the Fluently that's just to be used, we can even it's like a cross node also, you can do access like that. Like from one pod in worker node A, you can access the another container in node B. That kind of stuff you can do, but you have to create the virtual networking and everything there. Okay. Now DNS, I think DNS path is important anyway. If you want to, you need a virtual domain name the first phase, so you can access by that domain name instead of the particular IP. Because from one IP to one IP it's not necessary to have the access. But if you have the public in virtual network, if you have the public domain part or the private domains part, at least have the access to the in the virtual private networking, then also it will work. See. So what is there? Database servers and namespace different one namespace. We get the namespace anyway. A record is okay. Log processor. So it's basically just the workspace we created, right? In this line, you can see that I have created 3 workspaces. What is worker 1, the host name worker 2 and the master node. They're like that way. But if you're using that one, that is, what is that one? Fluent D, something like that you used. That one, if you use, let me go. It's Flannel. So if you use like that one for communicating within the different nodes, that will create the virtual domain names, and you can use that ones. It's up to you. Similarly, if you think about AWS, you can create the virtual names, and you can, one service can access that even the same VPC, and the access you set like that. It works just that way. Don't overcomplicate it. I don't want to complicate it at this moment, but think about these things are exist here. You have to learn it, not now, maybe later, but you have to learn it that way. Okay. Now let's see networking part. It takes some time. It's loading. Okay, one will be the next demo. It will be possibly in the next, I think next week I have some other session, but let me try the next week. Okay, we have to think about that. Possibly next week. I cannot guarantee, but it will be on next week. Just keep like that. Yeah, you can cut here. Yeah, you can ask the questions if you have any. Not a problem. I'm here for more 10 minutes. So yeah, you can ask any question that time. Let me remove that one. Okay. Now network plugging, DNA, ZDDC, Flannel IP tables and all. Flannel tables. Yeah, it ultimately creating the virtual network. It's not showing here, but I think let me see if I can show you any good demonstration. Now then, new Kubernetes demo, or what do you call it? Image. I had one. See, when you need it, you will not find it. And when you don't need it, you will find it very. Okay. No, I'm not finding that one now. That was a very good image. I will just collect it from my last and old documents, and I will give it to you. Not a problem. Okay, now replicas. Yeah, replicas are important parts because you have to run a number of replicas to make sure you satisfy the requirements. But is the replica configuration the main deployment strategy? So kind replica deployment set. This is the description part. You give the metadata labels. Labels only. You set the definition here. So I know that you are not used before, but if you do any kind of deployment, these are the very important part. You have to understand what to use and where to use it. So it is the definition set where you specify replicas 3, how many replicas to run, selector, what should be the selector. I mean, what ports, what containers replica need to be done. That part, magic expression is up to you. But this one is a little bit older. In the new one, it is much better. I will show the demo for the next phase, which is better than this one. Spec of container, which varies, is the image path you're giving, and replica limits require like what are should be minimum one. So CPU, suppose think about like here you need like this. CPU one virtual CPU have 1024 count, so it's like 100. So out of that only 100 parts. Think like that way, okay? Memory is like normal one, 1024, 1 GB, and that one is 100 MB using like that way. Ports is mentioning what will be the open port open for the access. Okay, I mean what is the public port, to be honest. Services, here someone say ingress and all, you will find it here. Let's see if it's there or not. Okay, so this is mainly the configuration of how you are defining services. Okay, here see kubeproxy implement the IP version, metadata service, select a web, giving the ports. TCP port should be open, and accept the port, accept the traffic on port 80, and the target port is where you're running the container one. Okay, this is one. Okay, this service definition. Now I will show the service definition part and this one later, because right now it will be too complex to me. I'm just giving you the conceptual, not the actual deployment at this moment. This was more of the setup part, and this is the actual deployment. Anyway, I will deployment, the pod and deployment services I will show in the next demo. It will be very detailed one. That will be even better. Okay, I think with this, let's see. Okay, why are you used in? Why are you used? Okay. Let's see. I'm learning pods. I'm learning creating pods, node deployment in Minikube, but in real time Kubernetes is used in EKS, which I don't have. See, ultimately EKS, AKS, all are certified Kubernetes service provider. Okay, Kubernetes same infra. So what you are able to do in a Minikube or in a normal in between different instances, you can just do same thing with the EKS. Initial phase, you face some issues like you have to use the command line or their UI to do it. Even I have a demo in my video library in YouTube channel where you can do it. But don't worry about that much. Just go ahead and start Kubernetes. Start using the EKS. It's a very easy one actually. Follow the step and you can run it. Okay. They have the now they have the official CLI. So try to use that one. It will be easy. Which I don't have exactly the which course is to follow. Okay, EKS in A Cloud Guru, they have a very good course. There's a very starter course. In Udemy also you have a course. Let me actually give you the course. Let me do better. Why it's not good to be lazy that level. Okay, I'm just going to share you. EKS. Let's see. Yeah, EKS. My favorite author's course. Okay, this one. And I have on my own video. You can just go in the playlist. You can find it there. This is being fast in Minikube. Then do it. Any just do some Nginx with some Node.js or maybe some whatever language you know. Combine. Just do some kind of projects. First start with the Hello World. Everyone started the Hello World. Then try to do some e-commerce project because that's a very common use case to host an e-commerce project. Then try to do some IoT projects. That will be the next one. After the IoT one, just like use the serverless approach. This is the advanced one. Just this one by one, go forward. Start with the Hello World, then go with the serverless. That's the very first thing we should do. I believe this project is better than CK certification. Yeah, if you go that way, it will be better. Okay, I think, yeah, it was a very good session. We did set up EKS class. I mean, sorry, not EKS. We just Kubernetes, our own Kubernetes cluster from the scratch. I hope you enjoy the session. And yes, there is one question. Okay, what is replica sets? Yeah, I shown you, right? Just the replica set I show you that time. Why are you using K8? Replica set to make sure that that number of same copy of the container running to make sure it can serve the request number of requests. If there is suppose the request is like auto scaling kind of stuff. In default there is no such auto scaling set, but it should be used with auto scaling. So if pod scaling, if there is high request, increase the number of pods. If there is low request, then reduce the number of pods. That's what you do. Okay, I think I'm done. Thanks for staying this long. I can still see 10 people online and listening to me. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next session. It will be most probably next week. Similar time maybe, probably. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe this channel because that motivates me to do more this kind of stuff just for you guys. If you have any plan, if you have any idea that I might help using my YouTube channel in my free time like this, I will definitely help you guys. And stay tuned. And yeah, tomorrow I cannot say I have a holiday next day. Tomorrow Monday, so I know the work pressure is going to increase. But yeah, we have to keep going. We have to keep learning. We have to get more opportunities. We have to do it, right? So yeah, thank you for staying this long, Aman. Okay, bye everyone. And yeah, if you want to let me know that what you think, how can I improve, and give all kinds of suggestion, you can use the comment section or LinkedIn. Like many people, message me LinkedIn. Even last day also there was 80%, I think 80% message, around 80. I don't know exact count. Okay, but around 80% message me. I didn't able to answer. Volume increasing. I know. but I will be able to try. I will try to answer. Okay, it's not like I don't want to answer, but that volume is hard to handle. I sometimes what happen, I give answer around after 3, 4, 5, 7 days. That happened. So yeah, if someone is messaging me in LinkedIn or anywhere, have patience. I know the volume is pretty big these days, so it's really hard to handle, but I'm handling it. Okay, thank you for staying this long. Have a great day. Bye.